my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Andy, sometimes Mouse, and I talk about books and book-related things. Today I am giving you my January TBR, the very first TBR of 2022. I'm kind of excited about it. I made sure to continue on with the series and focus on books I already own because I will not get screwed for my own readathon at the end of this year. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this. First, we have The Prison Healer and The Gilded Cage, both by Lynette Nani. So I read The Prison Healer as an ARC prior to when it came out, I believe in 2021, and I really enjoyed it, much more than I actually expected to, and so I was really hyped when the second book came out. I will be rereading, obviously, the first book and then reading the second book because I have terrible memory and I need the details, and that's also something that I want to start doing this year, is reading the previous book in a series, or previous books depending, in a series, to make sure that I'm not diving into a book and going, wait, who are these characters again? Who are you? What are you doing? I've found that it just makes understanding books a lot easier for me. So that's one of the things I'll be doing. So if you see me rereading a bunch of books, that's why. So those books by Lynette Nani. The Prison Healer follows Kiva, a prisoner in the ruthless prison Zalandalv, and the challenges she faces once the notorious rebel queen is captured. So they grow up in kind of this prison encampment, and there is really no escaping, but she has an opportunity sort of to do these challenges and then escape. But the person that she is romantically interested in has this kind of backstory that's unexpected. I don't want to spoil anything because obviously I know what happens in the first book, but I remember being excited about knowing what happens next. So then we have The Midnight Lie by Marie Koski. I will be rereading this and then reading for the first time The Hollow Heart, same author, obviously, second book. These books, I'm not gonna lie, I have no memory of the plot of this book. I don't even remember when I read it. Where Niram lives, crime abounds, a harsh tribunal rules, and society's pleasures are reserved for the high kith. Life in the ward is grim and punishing, but then she encounters Sid, a rakish traveler from far away who whispers rumors that the high caste possesses magic. Sid tempts Niram to seek that magic for herself, but to do that, Niram must surrender her own old life. She must place her trust in this sly stranger who asks, above all, not to be trusted. I remember really enjoying this, especially because it's a sapphic book. I think I read it from the library before I physically owned it. I'm not sure though. And I did get the Illumicrate edition of The Hollow Heart because I fucking hate the new covers. I think they're so ugly. I think they're ugly and they whitewash our main character, and like both of those things suck. So I'm excited about reading these. I did end up just getting the audiobook of Hollow Heart, and the library has the audiobook of Midnight Light, so I will most likely be listening to both of these, but I'm really excited to get to them and re-enter that world, especially because I read the Winter's Crime, Curse, something, that trilogy, which is in the same world. And so I remember reading Midnight Light and thinking, like, I feel like I should know more about this world and I just don't. What's up with that? Why am I being talked to like I already know about what's happening, because I don't. And it's because a lot of the world building happened, and the politics building especially happened in that previous trilogy, which is not queer, but it was enjoyable, so, you know. Then we have Evershore by Brandon Sanderson. This is the next novella that is going to come out in the Starsight series. I just finished Titanic not too long ago and I enjoyed it a lot. So this is just the next novella that's coming out in the series. I haven't pre-ordered it as an audiobook because I think you can only get them as ebooks or audiobooks. I don't think you can physically own them. I don't even own Titanic yet, so it's not an owned unread just yet, but it is a continuation in a series, and so I want to continue to read it. Then we have Sanctum by Madeline Rue. This is the second book in the Asylum series. The Asylum series has the same, it is nothing like the Miss Peregrine books, but it has photos, and the book is, the font and the coloring and stuff of the book is very akin to the way that the Miss Peregrine books are. So that's just a side note. I think they came out around the same time when young adult enjoyed consuming multimedia type books, so books with like photos in them, not necessarily picture books, not necessarily graphic novels, but like books that had photos associated with the story. I think that it came out around the same time. I still think that's a great idea though. I think having photos that's associated is a fantastic idea, but nobody asked me. So anyway, this is the next book. Basically, in the previous book, they found photos of this asylum and then like got trapped in it, kind of, by ghosts. It's hard to explain. And now someone is sending them pictures of a carnival and they have to go back to the location of the asylum and find out that the carnival thing was like real. So this could get ableist very quickly. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Then we have The Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs, which is the third book in the Miss Peregrine books, like I was just talking about. I don't own this book. This is definitely my housemate's book, which is why it's paperback. I'm excited to see the continuation of this series. Y'all can look into what it's about. You know, we follow 16-year-old Jacob when he figures out that he has powers and people are after these other people that have powers and they live in pockets of time, and it's like a whole thing. So do with that information what you will. Then I will be reading The Might by Siri Peterson. This is the next book in the last book in, I don't remember what the series is called, but this is the next book in a series that I've been reading as it gets translated. So every time NetGalley is like, hey, the English edition is up for as an ARC, I'm like, give it to me, because I enjoy it a lot. It is an unexpected book for me. I am excited to see how this kind of all concludes in the end. So Herka has been in our realm for a little while and has found out more about the realm of the Deadborns and their information, and she's just trying to keep Rhyme alive and functional. And so I'm interested to see kind of how all of this ties up at the end. Like, I'm nervous but excited for it, so we'll see. Then for other books, which I have it labeled as other books, but it just kind of means anything that's not a series continuation. I have Dark and Shallow Lies by Jenny Myers Sane. This is a thriller book that Art recommended to me, not because it was like fantastic, but because it was like, this is an okay thriller, and sometimes I like need thrillers to kind of cleanse my palate of anything, especially if I'm reading series or really big books. Sometimes a thriller is just like a nice palate cleanser, because most thrillers are standalones and a lot of them are fast-paced. My preferred form of thriller anyway is a fast-paced thriller. This book is about a teen girl who disappears from her small town deep in the bayou, that is deep in the bayou, where magic festers beneath the surface of the swamp like water rot, which magic, thrillers, so on and so forth. I also saw somebody in the Clear Your Shit Discord actually posted about this book right after I had officially put it on my TBR for January, so I thought that was kind of interesting timing. Then we have Tryst 6 Venom by Penelope Douglas. This is a queer bullying romance. It's smut about bullying. Yep. Anyway, I'm not saying anything more about that. Thank you, goodbye. Then we have Hidden Sea by Gregory Maguire. Hidden Sea I got at Half Price Books not that long ago, and it is, I apparently have a bookmark in here, I don't know. It is a Nutcracker retelling. I wasn't sure if I was going to read this around Christmas time as like a Christmas gift to myself because I love the Nutcracker, but I actually am just going to end up reading it for my January TBR. I'm very excited about reading it because it kind of takes on an Arthurian sort of, or not Arthurian, Hellenic mystery cult situation. It's a tale of the once and future Nutcracker, which is interesting. So I'll be intrigued to see how we remix that story. If y'all don't know, this is the author of Wicked, and I've read some of his other retellings and I enjoyed them, but that was also quite a long time ago when I was like 18 or 19, so Jesus Christ, that was almost 10 years ago. So we'll see. We'll see if I still enjoy it, but there's that. And then A Marvelous Light by Freya, I'm gonna butcher that so I'm not gonna say it. This is it. It's a clear cover, and so I don't clear cover. So I'm afraid it's gonna reflect if I... Anyway, this is it. This is the Illumicrate edition. It did come in the mail not that long ago. It's beautiful, I think. I find the clear cover situation kind of neat. I have not heard a single word about this book other than Art saying, yeah, it's queer. And I was like, cool. So that's like the extent of what I've heard about it. I have the summary for you here though. It is, Robin Blythe has more than enough bother in his life. He's struggling to be a good older brother, a responsible employer, and the harried baronet of a seat gutted by his late parents' excesses. When an administrative mistake sees him named the civil service liaison, I don't know how to say that word, to a hidden magical society, he discovers what's been operating beneath the unextraordinary reality he's always known. Now, Robin must contend with the beauty and danger of magic, an excruciating deadly curse, and the alarming visions of the future that come with it. Not to mention Edwin Kersey, his cold and prickly counterpart in the magical bureaucracy, who clearly wishes Robin were anyone and anywhere else. Robin's predecessor has disappeared, and the mystery of what happened to him reveals unsettling truths about the very oldest stories they've been told about the land they live on and what binds it. Thrown together and facing unexpected dangers, Robin and Edwin discover a plot to threaten every magician in the British Isles, and a secret that more than one person has already died to keep. It just seems interesting to me. I don't know. That's all I have. It seems interesting to me. For an arc that I will be reading, obviously The Mite is an arc, but for an arc I will be reading is Loteria by Carla Arena Valenti. If you don't know what Loteria is, it's kind of like Mexican bingo, or at least that's how it's been explained to me by my Mexican American friends. So if I'm wrong, that's because I'm blaming one of my best friends, Marissa. I'm gonna just throw her under the bus because that's what she told me it is. And that's what she has shown me it is. So if I'm wrong, then I'm gonna blame Marissa, sorry. It is the hottest hour of the hottest day in I don't know how to say that word, city, when life and death walk into town, ready to begin a new game of Loteria. But first they need a pawn, a child whose fate will be determined by the winner of a game, a long and prosperous game, or an untimely death. Fate finds this child in a robin egg blue house tucked beneath a massive jacaranda tree, and so the game begins. If I butcher things, it's because I took French and not Spanish, and then I moved to Texas where nobody really speaks French, they only speak Spanish, and now I just have like really weird understandings of how words should be pronounced. Anyway, there's that. That's the arc I will be reading. It is a middle grade book. I requested it a really long time ago, and then I was approved it, and then like 3 hours later it archived because it came out in September, and I was approved it in December. Again, around the time that it archived, which is a little bit frustrating. So I didn't even have time to download it. I am going to be checking it out from my library, who luckily has both a audiobook and an ebook for it. So grateful for that. Then my childhood rereads, which I'm very excited for. I don't physically own these. This is definitely my housemate's collection. I don't even know where the first book is. Apparently we have 2 through 12, maybe 13. I don't know where the first one is. It's probably somewhere in the house. But that will be A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. I'm very excited about these rereads, especially because these are little snack books. And this specific style of book, of hardback, is like a core childhood memory where like just the way the book feels, the like crumbly pages. I don't know if it's gonna... I don't know, it's not gonna do it. The crumbly pages, I don't know how else to explain it. The like antique looking pages. It's that and the Spiderwet hardbacks, same energy. They are a core memory to my childhood of reading hardback books. I think it's why I'm so particular about the hardbacks that I read. It's because these books really shaped my opinions of them. So, and you know, this was one of the first sets of hardback books that I ever read growing up that didn't have dust covers, so that's also something that I thought was really interesting, and they're just exciting. So if you don't know what the Lemony Snicket Series of Unfortunate Events is about, essentially they follow Violet, Claus, and Sunny. Their parents have mysteriously died in a fire, and there is this guy named Count Olaf who keeps trying to get their inheritance, but then like as the books proceed, and it is just very sad and very bonkers what happens to these children, but as the books continue, you learn more and more about this strange secret society that their parents were actually a part of, because all of the adults that they're friends with are weird as hell. So I will be reading all 13 of these. I just grabbed the first 3, well 2 through 4 because 1 is missing, but I grabbed those because I didn't want to carry all 13 of them upstairs. That is my TBR for January though. I'm very excited about the books that I have set up to read. I'm excited to continue to read series, and I'm kind of excited about the way that I'm trying to focus on books that I own and that kind of thing and be a more responsible consumer. I also am hoping that this allows me to talk a little bit more in depth in my wrap-ups for you guys. I think that that would be more fun and beneficial. I've seen people give like really thorough reviews in their wrap-ups, and I feel like because of how much I read, I'm not capable of doing that. But I also don't know how to limit how much I read. So we're figuring it out. You know, today I could have been reading a book and instead I filmed this video and watched Pretty Little Liars. So you win some, you lose some. That's my TBR though. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Let me know if you're reading any of these books this month, or if you got a marvelous light, anything like that. Let me know if you remember Lemony Snicket. If you did not enjoy this video, tell me how I can make it better for you. Or don't, and leave. That's also an option. You are not required to tell me anything. Alright, don't forget to take your meds, drink your water, and do something today to take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go. I will see you again at Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time every single week. Okay, thanks, bye.